जय व्रज जन रंजना जय यशोदानंदना जय व्रज जन रंजना जय यमुना तीरावनचारि जय कुंज विहारी जय यमुना तीरावनचारि जय कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधवा जय कुंज विहारी जय राधा माधवा जयो कुंज विहारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवाय जय सुभद्रामैया जय हो सुदर्शन जय हो लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय हो अनंत लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय हो प्रहलाद महाराज जय गौरांगी बेंगलुरेश्वर जय गौरांगी बेंगलुरेश्वर जय गौरांगी बेंगलुरेश्वर जय गौरांगी जय वामन देव जय वामन देव वामन देव जय वामन देव जय गिरि गोवर्धन जय गिरि गोवर्धन जय गिरि गोवर्धन जय गिरि गोवर्धन जय शालिग्राम जय शालिग्राम शालिग्राम जय शालिग्राम जय निताई चैतन्य जय निताई चैतन्य जय निताई चैतन्य जय हो गौर हरि जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव 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 जय जय गुरुदेव निताई गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताई गौर हरि बोल निताई गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल निताई गौर हरि बोल नित्य लीला पुरुष विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद His Divine Grace Abhay Charana Arvind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada की जय ISKCON VBT संस्थापकाचार्य जगद्गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय नित्य लीला प्रविशजय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद His Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada की जय नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय भक्ति देवी की जय भक्ति प्रदायिनी श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की जय गंगा माई की जय जमुना माई की जय प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि श्री गौर भक्त वृंद की जय जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण चंद्र गोप गोपिका राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड गिरी गोवर्धन की जय जय श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा माई श्री सुदर्शन महाराज की जय जय श्री श्री नवदीप मायापुर धाम की जय जय श्री श्री मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय जय श्री श्री पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय श्री श्री द्वारकाधीश धाम की जय श्री श्री साकेत अयोध्यापुरी धाम की जय समवेता गौर भक्त वृंद की जय अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की जय कलयुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन महायज्ञ की जय श्रील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक्स डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज हरे कृष्णा ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द असेंबल्ड डिवोटीज हरे कृष्णा all glories to the assembled devotees Hare Krishna all glories all glories all glories all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga all glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai Nitai Gaur Sitanat Premanande Hari Hari Bol Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतिरुत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति निष्ठिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि श्री गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा so welcome all of you in today's session of Sri Gaura Katha. So I don't know that how much has been covered till now in other lectures, but today we are going to understand from the perspective of Lord's appearance that how Lord appears in this world and what are the reasons behind that. Okay. So before that, as Prabhupada explains in the preface of Chaitanya Charitamrita, that there is no difference between teachings of Lord Chaitanya and Lord Shri Krishna in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Prabhupada says that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu demonstrated the practical demonstration of teachings of Sri Lord Krishna, whatever he has explained in Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So that's why there is no difference between teaching of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Lord Shri Krishna. And there actually we discussed about that how the Sharanagati process is very important in devotional service. Correct. So once we actually surrender to the Lord, and that is the ultimate aim of life, right? The ultimate aim of life is to attain love of Godhead. And how that can be done? By the process of surrendering to the Lord. And in that process, as explained by Rupa Goswami, that we should actually accept and reject certain things. So we should accept things that are favorable in Krishna consciousness and rejects those things which are unfavorable in Krishna consciousness. And the third point is that we firmly believe in Lord's protection. Avashya Rakhibo Krishna. And that actually faith should be there. That whatever may be the situation, whatever may the circumstances that we are facing in life, Lord will protect us. And the fourth point is that we should exclusively depend upon the mercy of Lord. And there is should not be any other dependency on any other demigods for that matter. And we shouldn't have any separate interest from Krishna's interest. And that's very important from the perspective of a sadhak who is actually trying to progress on a spiritual realm, that we should try to understand that we shouldn't have any separate interest from Krishna's interest. So, how to know that what is Krishna's interest? So, Krishna's interest is that all the living entities should come back to home, back to Godhead. And that's the reason that we should also have that desire to go back to home, back to Godhead. And when we do that, we our interest is same as Lord Krishna's interest. So we shouldn't have any separate interest. And for that matter, any sense gratification which is excluding Krishna shouldn't be promoted. And the last but not the least is the sixth point is that we should always be meek and humble. So that's why it is said that only meek and humble can enter in the kingdom of God, right? So that is explained in uh, in Christians' Bible actually, that only meek and humble can enter the kingdom of God. And similarly, we see here in our scriptures as well that how the humbleness is being glorified, right? And that's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also says in Shishtashkam, right? Pranadapi sunichena taruriva sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtaniya sadahari. Right. So now, from that perspective, we need to understand that Upanishads also actually confirms that one has to penetrate the dazzling effulgence of Brahman before one can see the Supreme Personality of Godhead face to face. Right. So how we can see? Once one penetrates that effulgence, right? So it is very difficult process from the karma yoga or jnana yoga perspective, right? But when one enters into the realm of bhakti yoga, then actually he can easily transcend this process and can directly go back to home, back to Godhead, and can have that interaction with Lord face to face, right? So Lord Chaitanya teaches us how to engage our mind and senses as Krishna consciousness activities. By doing so, we will ultimately attain that attain our supreme goal, that is to attain pure love of Lord. So now, in that relation, I'm just giving a preface here, and now we will enter into the understanding of what are the reasons that why Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu enters or incarnate in this material world. So there are two reasons that why Lord actually enters or incarnate or descends in this material world. So it is beautifully explained by Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami in Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila chapter 3 start with external reasons. So one is external reasons and second is internal reasons of appearance of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So before I start with that, I just want to uh, say everyone that today we are very fortunate that we are hearing this Gaur Katha, and along with that we will give some time to hear about glories of Madhavendra Puri as well, as today is the appearance day of Madhavendra Puri, who is Parama Guru of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? So Madhavendra Puri's disciple is Ishwara Puri, and Ishwara Puri is spiritual master of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay, so today we will discuss and we will discuss some of the glories of Madhavendra Puri. And first, we will start with the external reasons for the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that actually comes in Adi Leela in Chaitanya Charitamrita, third chapter, where Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami discuss about these external reasons, right? So it is fully discussed that how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in this material world. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, after displaying his pastimes as Lord Krishna, thought it is wise to make his advent in the form of a devotee. Right? So it's very important to understand from that perspective that why Lord descends in this world as a devotee. It's to teach us, right? It's to teach us that how a devotee of the Lord should behave, should act, right? And in those lines, it is also said that Lord actually appeared. We will see in the upcoming verses that how beautifully Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explains about the descents of the Lord, right? In terms of that why Lord appears in this world, it is because of to distribute the Vraja Bhava of gopis to people in general, which is in normal circumstance it is very it's almost impossible for living entity to understand that Vraja Bhava, right? To inundate the whole creation with that Vraja Bhava, Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appear in this world. And that transcendental mellows and the reciprocation and the love that has been exchanged between Lord and his servants, friends, parents, right, fiancés, right? So that actually the reciprocal service that has been rendered to the Lord, and what is the mellows of that service? So distribute that mellows of service. Lord appears in this world, and as we all knows that the Yuga Dharma of this age is Harinam Sankirtan, right? And to inaugurate that congregational chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Lord appears in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's form, the molten gold form in this world. So, incarnation for this age especially preaches this process, that is congregational chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, right? So, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has given so many evidences from Srimad Bhagavatam and many other scriptures to substantiate the identity of Lord Chaitanya with Krishna himself. He has described the bodily symptoms in Lord Chaitanya that are visible only in the person of the Supreme Lord, right? So there are certain symptoms that has been exhibited by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that only can be exhibited by Lord Krishna himself. And that actually established the fact that Lord Krishna and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are indifferent, right? And the Lord Chaitanya is both, the appearance of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is both significant as well as confidential. And he can only be appreciated by pure devotees of the Lord and only through the process of devotional service. The Lord tried to conceal his identity, right, of Supreme Personality of Godhead by representing himself as a devotee. So that's why it is called as Chadma avatar as well, right? Chadma means concealed, hidden, right? But his pure devotees can recognize him in that form also, because they know that he is none other than Lord himself, Lord Krishna himself, and that through by recognizing his special features, right? So Vedas and Puranas foretell the appearance of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and but still he is sometimes called significantly the concealed descent of Supreme Personality of Godhead. That is the Chadma Avatara, right? So Advaita Acharya was a contemporary of Lord Chaitanya's father, right? And he felt very sorry as Vaishnava is para dukkha dukhi. So, what is the ultimate compassion towards living entities in this world? The ultimate compassion has been felt by Advaita Acharya for the conditioned souls of this world. Because even after Lord Krishna's appearance, no one had interest in devotional service to Krishna. This forgetfulness was so disturbing to our Advaita Acharya that he was convinced that no one other than Lord himself can enlighten the people of this age about devotional service. And that's why Lord was requested to appear in this world by Advaita Acharya, and by offering him tulasi and Ganga water. He cried for Lord's appearance, and the Lord, to satisfy the will of his devotees, Lord always fulfill the desires, right? Always fulfill the desire of the pure devotees, right? And similarly, when Lord heard the prayers of Advaita Acharya, he descends in this world to please Advaita Acharya. He descends as Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay. So today we will start with this first verse, and we will see that how much we can complete in today's session, and then we will proceed with Madhvacharya's glories as well. So we will start with this first verse, Chaitanya Chaitamata Adi Leela, and chapter 3, the external reasons for the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Prabhum Vande Yata Pradasya Virayata Sangrayate Akara Vritad Agyana Siddhanta Sanam Manim. So I'm not going into details, but synonyms and repeating all the words. So what I will do that I will just read the translation so that we can proceed further on in this chapter. So the translation goes like, I offer my respectful obeisances to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. By the potency of the shelter of his lotus feet, even a fool can collect the valuable jewels of conclusive truth from the mines of the revealed scriptures. Right. So we need to see here that how we should actually uh, proceed whenever we want to spread the spiritual consciousness, right? So here Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's humbleness we can see, right? And then in second verse we will read like Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jai Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. All glories to Lord Chaitanya, all glories to Lord Nityananda, all glories to Advaita Chandra, and all glories to all the devotees of Lord Chaitanya. तृतीय श्लोकेर अर्थ कैल विवरण चतुर्थ श्लोकेर अर्थ शुन भक्त गण. So, translation, I have given the purport of the third verse. Now, O devotees, please listen to the meaning of the fourth with full attention. अनार्पेतचरिं चिरात् कारुण्या अवित्रन कलौ सम्प्रयतम् अनन्नतोज्ज्वला रसं स्वभक्तिं श्रियं हरिः पुरता सुन्दरद्युति कदम्ब सन्दीपत सदा हृदय कंदरे स्फुर वह सचिनंदनः. The translation is, may the Supreme Lord, who is known as the son of Srimati Sachi Devi, be transcendently situated in the innermost core of your heart. Resplendent with the radiance of molten gold, he has descended in the age of Kali by his causeless mercy to bestow what not what no incarnation has ever offered before, the most elevated mellow of devotional service, the mellow of conjugal love. This is a quotation from Vidagdha Madhava 1.2, a drama compiled and edited by Srila Rupa Goswami. So very important for all of us to understand that why this incarnation of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is so magnanimous, so munificent in comparison to other incarnations of the Lord, right? So many a times we see that Lord actually, comes to protect one of his devotee. But here actually, if you see, Lord has come to protect all the living entities, not just one or two or three or for that matter, right? For all the living entities and for times to come. So that is so magnanimous in this niche, in this particular aspect. Purna Bhagavan Krishna Vrajendra Kumara Goloke Goloke Vrajera Saha Nitya Vihara. So Lord Krishna, the son of the king of Vraja, is the supreme Lord. He eternally enjoys transcendental pastimes in his eternal abode, Goloka, which includes Vrajadham. So the purport is that in the previous chapter it has been established that Krishna, the son of Rajendra, the king of Raja, is the supreme personality of Godhead with six opulences. He eternally enjoys transcendently variegated opulences on his planet, which is known as Goloka. The eternal pastimes of the Lord in the spiritual planet Krishna Loka are called aprakata or unmanifested. Pastimes because they are beyond the purview of the conditioned souls. Lord Krishna is always present everywhere, but when he is not present before our eyes, he is said to be aprakata or unmanifested. ब्रह्मरा एक दिने तीनों एक बार अवितरण हन करे हया करे ना प्रकट विहार. So once in a day of Brahma, he descends to this world to manifest his transcendental pastimes. सत्य त्रेता द्वापर कली चारी युग जानी सही चारी युग दिव्य एक युग मानी. So the translation is, we know that there are four ages, yugas, namely Satya, Treta, Dwapara and Kali. So these four together constitutes one Divya Yuga. एकत्तर चतुर्युगे एक मनवंतर 14 मनवंतर ब्रह्मर दिवस बिहर. So here actually in translation is like 71 Divya Yugas constitutes one Manvantara, and there are 14 Manvantaras in one day of Brahma. So a Manvantara properties, a Manvantara is the period controlled by Manu, by one Manu. The reign of 14 Manus equals the length of one day, 12 hours in the life of Brahma. And the night of Brahma is of the same duration. So for 12 hours, that is in the daytime, 14 Manu appears, right? That's the reign of 14 Manus. And these calculations are given in the authentic astronomy book known as Surya Siddhanta. And annotated Bengali translation of this book was compiled by the great professor of astronomy and mathematics Bimal Prasad Datta, later known as Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj, who was our merciful spiritual master. He was honored with the title of Siddhanta Saraswati for translating the Surya Siddhanta, and the title Goswami Maharaj was added when he accepted sannyasa, the renounced order of life. वैवस्वतन नाम ए सप्तम मनवंतर सतिश चतुर युग tahara anantara. So the translation is the present Manu, who is the seventh, is called Vavaswat, the son of Vavaswan. 27 Divya Yugas, that is 27 into multiplication of 43 lakhs 20,000 solar years of this age of his age has already passed. So 20 out of 71 Divya Yugas, 27 is passed out and the 28th is going on. And the name of the purport, Prabhupada is saying that the names of the 14 Manus are as follows. Swayambhu Manu, first Swayambhu Manu, second is Swarochesha, third is Uttama, fourth is Tamasa, fifth is Revata, sixth is Chakshusha, seventh is Bhaviswat, eighth is Shavarani, ninth is Daksha Shavarani, 10th is Brahma Savarani, and 11th is Dharma Savarani, 12th is Rudra Putra or Rudra Shavarani, 13th is Rochya or Deva Shavarani, and 14th is Bhoyatakya or Indra Shavarani. So there are 14 Manus, and right now this is the reign of 7th Manu, that is Vavaswat Manu. अष्टविंशचतुर्युगे द्वापरेरा शेषे व्रजेरसहिते हया कृष्णर प्रकाशे. The translation is at the end of Dwapara Yuga of the 28th Divya Yuga, Lord Krishna appears on earth with full paraphernalia of his eternal Vrajadham. So purport is now is the term of Vavaswat Manu, during which Lord Chaitanya appears. First, Lord Krishna appears at the close of the Dwapar Yuga of 28th Divya Yuga. And then Lord Chaitanya appears in the Kali Yuga of the same Divya Yuga. Lord Chaitanya, Lord Krishna and Lord Chaitanya appear once in each day of Brahma, or once in 14 Manvantaras, each of 71 Divya Yugas in duration. So Lord Krishna and Lord Chaitanya appears in the one each each day of Brahma, once in each day of Brahma. So the reign of one Manu is equal to 71 Divya Yugas, right? And Lord appears in seventh Manu's 28th Divya Yuga, right? 28th Divya Yuga, and that too in the Dwapar Yuga, Krishna appears, and followed by in Kala Yuga, Lord Chaitanya appears. So here actually is saying that from the uh, beginning of Brahma's day, that has been given here, and six Manu appears and disappears before Lord Krishna appears, right? And that is the number of years of the days of Brahma elapsed before the appearance of Lord Krishna. So we can understand that those many years one need to wait, right, to go back to home, back to God. That if we do not take this opportunity and we get perfection in this life only, then we may need to wait for these many years, because Lord will not appear so soon. He will appear after these many years. So that sincerity we need to bring in our character, so that we can actually perfect our life. So this is an astronomical calculation according to the solar years. दास्य सख्य वात्सल्य श्रृंगार चरि रसा चारि भावेरा भक्त yata Krishna taravasha. So the translation is servitude, dasya, friendship, sakhya, parental affection, vatsalya, and conjugal love, shringara, are the four transcendental mellows, rasa, by the devotees who cherishes these four mellows. Lord Krishna is subdued. So Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, and Shringara are the transcendental modes of loving service to the Lord. So a living entity can establish relationship with Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Shri Krishna, in these four rasas, right? And Shantarasa or the neutral stage is not mentioned in this verse because although in Shantarasa one considered the absolute truth, the sublime great, one does not go beyond the conception. Santarasa is a very grand idea of materialistic philosophers, but such idealistic appreciation is only the beginning. It is the lowest among the relationship in the material spiritual world. Shantarasa is not given much importance because as soon as there is a slight understanding between the knower and known, active loving transcendental reciprocation and exchanges begin. So we need to understand this is the primary, because most of the time we heard that there are five rasas. Shantarasa comes first, then Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya and Shrangar or Madhurya rasa comes, right? So here we need to understand that Shantarasa, though actually Shantarasa is that rasa, it's a devotee's situation where he actually, worship the Supreme Personality Godhead with all awe and reverence, right? So that is Shantarasa. And here actually Prabhupada is saying that though it is, the primary position, but in the spiritual path, but we need to understand that as soon as you reach the Shantrasa's perfection, right? Shantrasa's perfection, when you reach, then already there will be a relationship between Lord and the devotee, right? And that's why the Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Shangara Rasa will come, right? Because as soon as you start loving someone, right? In the beginning actually you may glorify that person, you may speak of his pastimes, but as we progress on the spiritual path, then what happens that when we start glorifying the Lord, we keep on remembering the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and our all activities are to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In that way we establish a relationship, right? So Santarasa concludes in a relationship, and that relationship can, and in the exchange can be happened in these four rasas, that is Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya and Shringar. So Prabhupada is saying is that Dasya rasa is the basic relationship between Krishna and his devotees. Therefore, this verse considers Dasya the first stage of transcendental devotional service. Like, so Dasya is the first one, right? So sometimes it happens that devotees do not want to cross this stage even, right? They want to be there in the Dasya only. But here Prabhupada is saying that Dasya is the first stage of transcendental devotional service, right? So generally we heard that Shantarasa is there, but here Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has not given importance to Shantarasa because of he considered that to be a materialistic platform. That particular idea of Shantarasa is on the materialistic platform. दास सख पित माता कांत गण लना व्रजे क्रीड़ा करे कृष्ण प्रेमवष्ट हया. Absorbed in such transcendental love, Lord Shri Krishna enjoys in Vraja with his devoted servants, friends, parents, and conjugal lovers. So, the descent of Sri Krishna, the absolute personality of Godhead, is very purposeful. In the Bhagavad Gita, it is said that one who knows the truth about Sri Krishna's descent and his various activities at once liberated and does not have to fall again to the existence of birth and death after he leaves his present material body. In other words, one who factually understands Krishna makes his life perfect. Imperfect life is realized in material existence. In five different relationships we share with everyone within the material world: neutrality, servitorship, friendship, parental love, and amorous love between husband and wife or lover and beloved. These five enjoyable relationships within the material world are perverted reflections of relationship with the absolute personality of Godhead in the transcendental nature. The absolute personality Shri Krishna descends to revive the five eternally existing relationships. So whatever we see in this material world in terms of relationship are nothing but the perverted reflections of these five exchanges that happens between Lord and his devotees in the spiritual world. So thus he manifests his transcendental pastime in Vraja so that people may be attracted into the sphere of activities and leave aside their imitation relationship with the mundane. So this is the reason that why Lord actually performs so many pastimes, right? So all these pastimes can be categorized in these five rasas, right? And the very reason Lord do that is to attract the people in general, right? So that they can leave this mundane relationship and can actually enter in the spiritual realm. And then Prabhupada is saying that then after fully exhibiting all such activities, the Lord disappears. यथेष्ट विहारी कृष्ण करे अंतर्धन अंतर्धन करी मने करे अनुमान. Lord Krishna enjoys his transcendental pastimes as long as he wishes, and then he disappears. After disappearing, however, he thinks thus. What he thinks? चिरकाल नहीं करी प्रेम भक्ति दान भक्ति बिना जगत तेरा नहीं अविष्ठान. So, very important from our perspective to understand from the reasons of that why Lord appears, right? For why Lord appears now, when Lord disappears, then he thinks that for a long time I have not bestowed unalloyed loving service to me upon the inhabitants of the world. So, without such loving attachments, the existence of the material world is useless, right? So the Lord seldom awards pure transcendental love, but without such pure love of God, freed from fruitive activities and empiric speculation, one cannot attain perfection in life. So Lord knows our fallen situation, right? That we, without this unalloyed loving service, we cannot get out of the clutches of repeated birth and death. सकल जगत मोरे करे विधि भक्ति व्रज भाव पाइते नहीं शक्ति. So this is also very important, where Lord is saying that everywhere in the world people worship me according to the spiritual injunctions, but simply by following such regulative principles one cannot attain the loving sentiments of the devotees in Vrajabhumi. So to impart, to give this loving, sentiments to us, Lord actually appears. And here it is saying, Aishwarya Janate Saba Jagat Mishrita Aishwarya Sthila Preme Nahi Mora Prita. So knowing my opulences, the whole world looks upon me with awe and veneration, but devotion made feeble by such reverences does not attract me. See, very important, right? That law by performing such austerities, right, to please the Lord, that doesn't actually attracts the Lord, right? Because that exchange of love is not there, right? And why we are not having that exchange of love? Because we are not having the knowledge of that exchange of love. And that's why Lord actually appears in the form of devotee to exhibit to the entire world that how a devotee's love with Lord is the supreme. And here Prabhupada is saying that after his appearance, Lord Krishna thought that he had not distributed the transcendental personal dealings with his devotee in Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya. One may understand the science of Supreme Personality of Godhead from the Vedic literature and thus become a devotee of the Lord and worship Him within the regulative principle described in the scriptures. But one will not know in this way how Krishna is served by residents of Brajabhumi. Very important from our perspective that in this stage in this world all the living entities, right, they are following the Vedic injunctions, right? They are, worshipping the Lord, but that exchange of love is absent. And to revive this relationship, the love needs to be there. And that's why Lord appears in this world as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to distribute that Vraja Lava or Vraja Bhava, so that we can actually establish that relationship of love with the Lord. And that actually attracts the Lord. So that's what Lord is saying, that devotion made feeble by such reverence does not attract me. So what attracts the Lord? The love of a devotee attracts the Lord. That's what. That's why Lord actually appear as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this world to distribute that love of Godhead to all the living entities. Now Prabhupada is saying further that by following scriptural injunctions, one may enhance his appreciation for the glories of the Lord. But there is no chance for one to enter in the personal dealings with him. So when you follow the scriptures, you may actually have, that feeling of appreciation for Lord, but you cannot enter in the relationship where the exchanges of love is happening. The exchange of love is not happening, then that cannot be called as relationship. Now, Prabhupada is further saying that giving too much attention to understanding the exalted glories of the Lord reduces the chance of one's entering into the personal loving affairs with the Lord. So, when you hear and when you, obviously, we should hear about the glories of the Lord, and we should also try to understand the glories of the Lord, but everything is meant to establish the relationship with the Lord. So, if that relationship is not getting started with such dealings or such understanding, then we cannot have the personal relationship with the Lord. And that is the ultimate aim, to have that personal, that Prabhupada is saying, the personal loving affairs with the Lord. So teach the principle of such loving dealings. Lord decided to appear as Lord Chaitanya. So very important, that why Lord appears, right? So here in this particular chapter, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is giving reasons, external reasons for appearance of the Lord. And he beautifully concluded here, like, to teach the principle of such loving dealings, the Lord decided to appear as Lord Chaitanya. So this is one of the external reasons that why Lord appears in this world, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. ऐश्वर्य जन विधि भजन करिया वैकुंठ के जय चतुर्विधि मुक्ति पाया. By performing such regulated devotional service and awe and veneration, one may go to Vaikuntha and attain the four kind of liberation. So, by performing devotional service in regulated way, as mentioned in the scriptures, you may go to Vaikuntha planet and can attain four kind of liberations. What are those? Sarashti Swarupa Aya Samipya Salokya Sayujana Laya Bhakta Jate Brahma Aikya. So the translation is that these liberations are Sarashti, achieving opulences equal to those of Lord, Sarupya, having a form the same as the Lord, Samipya, living as a personal associate of the Lord, and Salokya, living on a Vaikuntha planet. Devotees never accept Sayujya, however, since that is oneness with the Brahman. So here actually being explained the five kind of liberation, basically, right? The Sarasti, Sarupya, Samipya, Salokya. But Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is also talking about Sayujya, but he is not giving importance to it, because it is actually to merge with Brahman, and that actually is not the position of a devotee. A devotee, for a devotee, right? The liberation is more painful. This kind of liberation is more painful, right? Than any other pain in this world. Right? So that's why Lord's devotee never actually glorify these Sayojya Mukti. So in purport, Prabhupada says that those engaged in devotional service according to the ritualistic principles mentioned in the scriptures attain these different kinds of liberations. If you follow the scriptures, religiously, right, in a ritualistic way, you get perfected, you get perfection in following those rituals, you will attain these different kinds of liberation. I'm not going in depth of those kinds of liberation, as most as already being explained here. So but Prabhupada is saying here that but although such devotees can attain sarashti, sarashti is nothing but opulence equal to Lord. Samipya means uh, Lord's personal associate you will become, right? And Salokya means in the same planet where the Lord resides. So they are not concerned with this liberation. So the devotees are not concerned with all this kind of liberation. And for such devotees are satisfied only in rendering transcendental loving service to the Lord. It's not just transcendental service to the Lord, it is transcendental loving service to the Lord. Right? So many a times we, you know, do our japa as well, right? Without having that bhava of love, right? That feeling of love is absent, then it will become a transcendental service, no doubt. But it will not be transcendental loving service. And devotees of the Lord get satisfied if we consider ourselves as devotees, then we should get satisfied only in rendering transcendental service to the Lord. So this is again a checkpoint for all of us that where we stand in our devotional service. If we called ourselves as bhakta, then what is the position of a bhakta or a devotee, right? The fifth kind of liberation, sayojya, is never accepted even by devotees who perform only ritualistic worship. See, those who are following the scriptural injunctions, right, and devotional service, even those devotees do not accept sayojya. To attain sayojya or merging into the Brahman effulgence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the aspiration of the impersonalists. So, those Nirakarvadi or Mayavadis, they actually want to merge into the Brahman effulgence, right? And as we were speaking in the beginning of this discussion, that confirms what they confirms, that one has to penetrate the dazzling effulgence of Brahman before one can see the Lord face to face, right? And the devotee never cares for Sayuja liberation. So we will end here our discussion on Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance, right? The external reasons for the appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because there are many verses, and this whole chapter is actually speaking about the external reasons. But the whole point is that we understand that the Lord's appearance is to give us a chance, right? So that we can establish a loving relationship with the Lord, right? Otherwise, if we do perform our activities without love, right? That's very important that we understand that without love, if we are even we are chanting, then the love should be there, right? So that's why it is said that in the beginning of our chanting or japa, we should pray humbly to the Lord that I want to establish a relationship with you. And that's what, many a times Mahatma Prabhu was telling in his japa seminar, right? That we should always start our japa that I'm going in a relationship. And if we start our japa in such a way, then actually we can enter in that relationship, right? So now, today we are also celebrating Madhavendra Pure's appearance day, right? So as I was speaking in the early discussion, that how Madhvendra Puri is Param Guru of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? Why? Because he is Madhvendra Puri is a spiritual master of Ishwara Puri, right? And Ishwara Puri's disciple is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? And so, before understanding the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu properly, it is very, imperative for us to understand and to hear the glories of Sri Madhvendra Puri as well, right? And Madhvendra Puri is said to be the sprout of the great tree of devotional service represented, devotional love represented by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he comes in the line of Madhva, the Acharya of the pure Advaita philosophy. Because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy is Vishishta Advaita Dvaita, right? Where we are having same quality as Lord, right? We are similarly, and at the same time, we are same as Lord but different from Lord, right? Like it is explained that the drop of an ocean is having the same quality, right? Same qualitative. If you do an analysis, right? Qualitative analysis of a drop of ocean, the same chemical composition will be there as there it is then the whole ocean, right? But so we are qualitatively same, but quantitatively we are different. We are nothing but a infinitesimal drop, right? Whereas Lord is like an ocean. So Lord is quantitatively he's Vibhu and we are Anu, right? And now the Madhavendra Puri actually comes in the line of Sri Madhva Acharya, right? And Sripad Madhavendra Puri was an Acharya of the Madhva school and is considered to be the connecting link between Madhva and Gaudiya Sampradaya, right? And this is accepted by both Madhvas as well as by Madhva Gaudiya. So we are what? We are Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, right? So once Madhavendra Puri traveled to Vrindavan and he came upon a hill known as Govardhan, which is known different from the body of Krishna. And he is maddened in the transcendental love. So after circumambulating the Govardhan hill, Madhavendra Puri went to Govindakund and Madhavendra Puri sat to take his bath at Govindakund. And after taking his bath, he sat beneath the tree to take his rest. And while he was sitting beneath the tree, known as coward, and you know, unknown cowherd boy came with a pot of milk and placed it before Madhavendra Puri. So the cowherd boy, with a smile, addressed Madhavendra Puri, and he said, "That please drink this milk, and why don't you bag some food to it?" Lord is telling actually here, right? So when Madanviji saw that boy, he became very satisfied. And hearing his sweet words, he forgot all his hunger and thirst and he took that milk, right? But Madanpuri asked that, who are you, where you reside, right? He was asking all these questions. And how do you know that I'm fasting actually? And that boy, the coward boy replied that, sir, I am a coward boy and I reside in this village. And my village, no one fasts, right? And in this way, a village person can beg from other people and thus eat, but nobody fasts, right? Some people drink only milk. So if a person does not ask anyone for food, I supply all the eatables. And so in this way, Lord actually personally gave a darshan to Madhavendra Puri. And we know the rest of the story, that how uh, Gopalji appeared on that Govardhan hill, right? And he came in the dream, and how Madhavendra Puri actually excavated Lord's deities, and he established a temple over there. And in due course of time, the same Gopalji actually being transported in the Mughal reign to Srinathji, right? At present in Rajasthan, right? We have Srinathji's deities. So Madhavendra Puri is a very important figure in our Brahma Madhava Gaudiya Sampradaya. Is not only Guru of Param Guru of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but is a pure devotee of the Lord. And we know the pastime of Shir Chor Gopinath as well, that how Lord actually reciprocated with pure love of Madhavendra, right? And for Madhavendra, steal, you know, one pot of kheera, right? And how Lord actually reciprocates with the pure devotees, and how devotees of the Lord are very humble, right? So when they receive mercy, they do not go to the world and announce that now see that how Lord is reciprocating us with us. So similarly, Madhavendra, when Lord arranged that kheera pot for him, then immediately he broken that pot after drinking the or after eating that kheera, so that no one can know, because he was very much aware of that people will actually follow him and will glorify him. So a pure devotee of the Lord never cares about his glorification. So there are many, you know, qualities that we can see in Madhavendra Puri's character. So on this very day, we pray at the lotus feet of Madhavendra Puri so that we can actually become resolute on our determination on pursuing our spiritual goal and to satisfy our Guru and Gauranga. So today we should also try to follow the austerities and the path shown by these exalted devotees. So today Madhavendra Puri appeared in this world, and he is one of the you know prominent figure in Madhva Sampradaya as well as in our Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya. So here we end this lecture. If there are any questions, we can take one question. Otherwise, we will end it here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Thank you all very much. श्री श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय, श्री श्री कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी पाद की जय, श्रील माधवेंद्र पुरी की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, श्रील गुरुदेव की जय, समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. So coming festival of Gauranga Mahaprabhu's appearance day की जय. Tayi Gaur Sita